today's gospel is a gospel that, in my opinion, is very graphic and beautiful. As a priest, we have sometimes some gospels that are a little bit difficult maybe, but this one is not, in my opinion, not very difficult. It is just beautiful. Let me begin with the last sentence and say something about the first reading, because as I was saying, it's beautiful and very meaningful, the gospel. After everything happened, and you know what happened, the apostles who were in that boat, they were like asking by themselves and to themselves, what is going on? What happened in that moment? And this is the question that is an answer in the gospel, but we have an answer in the first reading. Who then is this whom even wind and sea obey? So when they saw what happened, how Jesus Christ acted in this storm, they were asking, what's going on here? What happened? Who is this man? And again, the gospel doesn't answer the question, not directly, but we have an answer in our first reading, which is beautiful too. I invite you to read that chapter 38. Is from the book of Job. Job is asked, he is confused because he is suffering, and God in chapter 38 begins to address Job and to tell him what is going on in his life. And the first verses are about God telling Job, you know, you don't understand anything. Do not question what is going on in your life, and do not question me. I am the one who created everything. It's actually what he's saying. And in verse 8 comes our reading. God, in that reading, is like the mother of an infant, the sea. And at the same time I was reading, it's not only the mother, but it's like the midwife of that sea, who is taking care of the infant. The sea in front of God is like an infant. And the sea is wonderful. Huh? When you go and see the ocean and see the water, we feel nothing in front of that. We may be terrified, even if the sea is acting as usual. Now you can imagine if there is huge waves, how you are going to feel. I don't want to be around if something like that happens. So it has to be terrified. So is God the one who put limits to that sea? Is God the one who can control that sea, because he is its creator and he is, like, as I was saying, the midwife of that sea. So the sea is nothing in front of God. It's like an infant. But in front of the apostles in today's gospel and in front of us is something that can frighten us. That's the first thing that we have to understand. The second one is that if you go, and I don't want to go over like a Bible study right now, but you go to books like the Revelation, some books also in the Old Testament, the sea, and listen to me carefully, the sea is the place of the manifestation of different forces opposite to God. Saying it very clearly and simple. In the Bible, the sea is the manifestation of the evil forces. And I do like that because of the horn, okay? Evil. It's always like that. It's the evil forces. The sea is that place. And the sea is the place of chaos. And actually, you go to the book of Genesis, the beginning of the book, when God created everything, remember that it was the waters, and above those waters, it was the Holy Spirit hovering the waters. Remember? Chapter 1, verse, I don't remember, go and read. It's there. And it's God who begins creating, because there is chaos. So now God comes with his power and puts everything in the right place. So the sea is that too in the Bible. Chaos and the manifestation of forces opposite to God. With that in mind, now we can go to the gospel and we have the elements to understand what's going on. So, before that, there is two things that Jesus Christ says to the sea. I'm going to read that, if I find that. He woke up, rebuked the wind, that's the first thing. He rebuked. We are chapter 4, verse 35, 41. Now you have to go to chapter 1, verse 14, 15. I don't remember exactly, so you have to go and read. The first exorcism of Jesus Christ in the gospel according to St. Mark. He's God. Jesus Christ enters into the synagogue, and St. Mark said that it was a possessed man. And he says to that man, he rebuked the man, and he says, be quiet. And he says into the gospel, quiet, be still to the wind. So St. Mark is saying this, that Jesus Christ is doing the same thing that he did in chapter 1 when he drive out a demon from a man. So he's performing an exorcism here too. Can you see that? The same. And it's not only English, it is Greek. The same two terms. So he's doing an exorcism. Why? Because the sea, as I told you, is the place where the evil or opposite forces, or forces that are opposite to God, manifest themselves. So Jesus Christ is performing an exorcism here. And that's why when he says that, the wind ceased and there was great calm. Before it was chaos, and when it's chaos, the apostles were terrified. Jesus Christ rebuked the sea and the wind. Be quiet, calm. Everything start being in its own place. The intervention of God, of Jesus Christ, is beautiful. It's wonderful. Now, the other thing, they are in a boat. The Catholic Church has always interpreted this as the Catholic Church, the church. And the sea as the place where we, the Catholic Church, has to go, and we are going to encounter forces opposite to God. I like to do that too. I like to imagine that. And we are going to be terrified sometimes. Why? Because those forces are really powerful. They have power. The evil one is a powerful entity, very powerful. But there is somebody who is more powerful than that entity, God, the one who created everything, the one who can put limits to that power, and who has control over that power. He rebuked the sea and asked the sea, be quiet. It's calm. It's beautiful, the image. So now from the perspective of the human being, now you go and let us go and try to put ourselves in the shoes of those apostles, terrified. I like that. And they are terrified, and what's going on? Jesus Christ sleeping. Do something. I mean, we are here like terrified. The forces against you are doing something to us, and you are like nothing is going on. I mean, sleeping. I love the image because the image, from the human perspective, can be interpreted as he doesn't care. He is not concerned. He's sleeping. And I was thinking how we, you and I, Don't tell me you have not experienced that. When we have these difficult moments, and I have heard that, Father, I don't see God. He is not here. We have experienced that. It's like God is sleeping. He doesn't care. Does he care about what is going on in my life? We ask ourselves, and sometimes we ask him, hey, what's going on? Some people say, Father, I go to mass, I try to be a good man, a good lady, I do that and that. And here is everything like falling apart in my life. Evil forces, maybe. Stormy days. I am terrified. And God, I don't see him, I don't feel him. He is sleeping. He is not concerned. He doesn't care. Many people have abandoned the church because of that, actually. So sad. And it's that the human experience. But from the perspective of Jesus Christ, he, and I was reading that, preparing my homily. I sometimes prepare my homilies. He is just trusting God. And we need that. We need to trust God. He knew that. He knew who he is, who he was, and he knew everything. So he didn't need to, and he was not preoccupied for anything. He was just sleeping. And it's beautiful how also the gospel says that the apostles go to him. Let us think about our personal level, in two levels, in the personal level and in the church level. In the personal level, I have to tell you and confess you, I heard that from Bishop Barron. In the personal level, God or Jesus Christ sleeping is that place that we all have, in which we can go and find the place to be with God. You know what I mean? There is maybe a storm around. You may have, or you may be in a storm, but deep down, or in a corner, I don't know how to say deep down or corner maybe, there is a place that we all have, and we can go and find God. He's there. He's there. He may look like he is sleeping, but the good thing is that he is there. You know what I mean? He's in the boat. He's not out of the boat. He's in the boat. This is beautiful. I think it's beautiful, and we have to keep that. He is not out of the boat. He is in the boat. He is in my life, and we can go and find him. The gospel says that they went, hey, wake up. So maybe we need to do that. Hey, wake up. Go to that corner and wake him up. It is also in the level of the church. There is moments and places in which we can go and find God. And I want to finish with that, okay? I'm done. 8 minutes. Pope Francis said that. 8 minutes, so I'm almost done. The church has places and times to go and find God. It was the Pope saying that the homily has to be only 8 minutes, okay? It's myself remembering that every time. Okay. We have the sacraments. You are here. Here we encounter God. We can go to the chapel, the Blessed Sacrament. He there. When we have those moments, we have to go there and encounter him and wake him up. Hey, please help me. I am like that. Please help me. And don't forget, the beauty about today's gospel, in my opinion, is that he is in the boat. He there. He is in the boat. We cannot forget that. He's not out of the boat. He's in the boat with us. He is with us every single day. Please stand.